personal ethics may take a controversial step. That employee is referred as a whistleblower. Okay. What is the meaning of whistleblower? A whistleblower is the employee who informed the newspaper campaign, who informed the government officers about unethical practices within his or her organizations. My company, the president, committed wrongdoing. Please punish my bosses. Penalty my bosses' unethical behavior. That employee is referred as a whistleblower. Sarbanes-Oxley Act of 2002 protect that whistleblowers who report corporate misconduct. Federal employees who report misconduct are protected by the Federal Whistleblower Protection Act of 1989. Okay, another topic is a social responsibility. Social responsibility is the recognition that business activities have an impact on our society, and business activities have the consideration of that impact in our business decisions. Corporate citizenship is adopting a strategic approach to fulfilling the economic responsibility, ethical responsibility, environmental responsibility, and social responsibilities. The historical development of business social responsibility during the first quarter of 20th century, the U.S. government protections of workers and consumers was minimal. However, during this period, the consumers generally were subject to the doctrine of caveat emptor. Caveat emptor is a Latin word. Caveat emptor is translated into English just like this. Let the buyer beware. Before the 1930s, the most people believed that the competition and the action of marketplace would, in time, correct abuses. The collapse of the stock market on December 29, 1929 triggered great U.S. economic depressions and public pressures soon mounted for the U.S. government to do something about U.S. economy and do something about worsening social conditions. Soon after, the President Roosevelt, Roosevelt became the U.S. President in 1933. President Roosevelt instituted the program to restore the U.S. economy and improve the U.S. social conditions. As U.S. government involvement has increased, so has everyone's awareness of social responsibility of business has increased. There are two views of social responsibility in the U.S. The government regulations and public awareness are external forces that has increased the social responsibility of the U.S. businesses. Okay, there are two views, models of social responsibility. The first view is the economic model of social responsibility. The economic model of social responsibility is the view that society will benefit most when business is left alone to produce the product, to market profitable products that society needs. That is the first view. Second view is the social economic model of social responsibility. This view is the concept that business should empathize not only practice but also the impact of its decision on our society. The pros and cons of social responsibility. The proponent of social economic view offers the following four arguments. First arguments, because business is a part of our society, business cannot ignore our social issues. That is the first argument. Second argument is that the business has technical resources, financial resources, managerial resources that is needed to tackle today's complex social issues. Third argument, by helping resolve social issues, a business can create a more stable environment for long-term profitability. Fourth argument is that the social responsible decision-making by firms can prevent the increased government interventions. That increased government interventions would force the business to do what they fail to do voluntarily. That is the proponents of the second view of social responsibility. The opponent of second view of social responsibility offers the following four arguments. First arguments: the business managers are responsible primarily to stockholders. Therefore, the business management must be concerned with provide return on owners, common stock owners' investment. Second argument is that the corporate time, corporate money, and corporate talent should be used to maximize the profit, not to solve societal problems. Third argument is that social problems affect our society in general. Therefore, individual business should not be expected to solve these problems. Fourth argument: the social issues are the responsibility of the government officers. The government officers are elected for that purposes. Therefore, only government officers are responsible to or are accountable to the voters for their decisions. That is the first arguments about second view of the social responsibility. Another topic is the consumerism, public responsibility of the business, the consumerism. The consumerism includes all activities that is undertaken to protect the right of consumers. The fundamental issues pursued by the consumer movement fall into three categories. First category, environmental protections. Second category, product performance and safety. Third category is information disclosures. The basic rights of consumerism. The basic rights of consumerism. During the 1960s, President Kennedy declared that consumer was entitled to new bills of right, legal right. First, right of consumer is the right to save. Right to save. According to the right to save, the products that consumer purchases must be safe for their intended uses. and products the consumer purchase must include further and explicit directions for proper uses, and the products must be tested by manufacturers to ensure product quality and reliability. Second, bill of right is the right to be informed. The consumers must have access to complete information about the product before they buy it. Third, a bill of right is the right to choose. Consumer must have a choice of products that is offered by different manufacturers and offered by different sellers to satisfy the particular need. Fourth, bill of right is the right to be heard. Someone will listen and take appropriate actions when consumer complain. Additional consumer right is the right of consumer education. People are entitled to fully informed about their rights as consumers. Another right is the right to services. The consumers are entitled to convenience, entitled to courtesy, entitled to responsibilities from manufacturers and sellers of consumer products. The major consumerism forces are consumer advocates and consumer organizations, the consumer education programs, the consumer laws and regulations. Public access. Public access. Many people believe that the business has a basic responsibility to contribute to the general well-being, general welfare of our public, of our society, starting with ensuring their profits do not harm anymore to our society, to the consumers. Beyond this basic responsibility, there is contention with regard to how far a business responsibility to public health, especially about issues such as obesity, smoking, heart diseases, alcohol uses, smartphone uses while driving. What is obesity? Obesity has become a major public health topic in recent years. Employment practices. Over the years is the opportunity to rent a job, to have a job, the opportunity to have a job for which prospective employee, he or she, is qualified and to be rewarded on the basis of their ability and rewarded on the basis of their performances has been denied only to the members of various minority groups. White people average prevailing salary is higher for the white group, but prevailing wage is very low for the minority group. That is a discrimination. What is minority? Minority is a racial group, religious group, political groups, or other group that is regarded as different from the larger group, of which that minority group is a part, and that is often singled out for unfavorable treatment from the larger group, is the minority group. The federal government responded to this outcry, anger of minority group during 1960s and 1970s by establishing the number of regulations. That regulations prohibit workplace discriminations. However, this abuse of minority employees still existed. For example, lower income level and higher unemployment rate for Native Americans, for disabled person, for woman, female group, or disparity in income level for white persons, black persons, Hispanic persons, Asian persons, salary discriminations, or workplace discriminations. Therefore, federal government established some regulations. One of these regulations is an affirmative action program. The affirmative action program is a plan that is designed to increase the number of minority employees at all levels within the organizations. The employers with federal contract of more than 50,000 salaries per year must have written affirmative action plans. The affirmative action programs have been plagued by two problems. First, quota. What is the meaning of quotas? Quotas. Many U.S. firms pledge to recruit the certain number of minority members, to hire a certain number of minority members. The top university must stretch to recruit the minority students, such as the black people, Asian people, Hispanic students. That is the quota system. And this quota system is established under the federal regulations, the Affirmative Action Program. But not all U.S. business people are in favor of these affirmative action programs. This affirmative action program is a violation of fairness, basic principle of basic principle of fairness. Okay. Oh, sorry. Here is the. Oh. Okay. Okay. Another topic. Training programs for the hardcore unemployed. What is the meaning of hardcore unemployed? Hardcore unemployed is the workers with little educations, or workers with little vocational training, or workers with little long history of unemployment is referred as hardcore unemployed. Only high school diploma. The worker who have only a high school diploma is classified as hardcore unemployed. Many firms have assumed the task of, many US firms assume the task of helping these hardcore unemployed. Example, Hard Rock Hotel and Casino team up with the college and Gateway Technical College in Wisconsin to create the Job Training Institute to recruit and train Native Americans for casino and related jobs in Kenosha area is an example of hardcore unemployed. Okay. Okay, another topic, programs to reduce sexual harassment and reduce abusive behavior. What time is it? Okay, sorry. the Workplace Bullying Institute. The U.S. Workplace Bullying Institute is the federal government agencies. These agencies define the bullying in the workplace as repeated work sabotages, repeated verbal abuse against employees, and abusive conduct that is threatening the employees, conduct that is humiliating the employees, the conduct of intimidating employees is an abusive behavior. When bullying takes on sexual opportunities, it becomes the sexual harassment. That sexual harassment, the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission defines as unwelcome sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, and other verbal or physical harassment of a physical nature. Unlike bullying, according to the U.S. law, sexual harassment is an illegal conduct. Criminal act to create the workplace environment that stifles bullying, sexual harassment, and other abusive conduct. The managers need to provide the program, much like the ones that are used for foster more ethical conduct in the workplace and create the formal policies that defines and prohibit unacceptable abusive conduct. Okay, another topic, environmental concerns. The major environmental issues include the amount of waste that is produced by the business, that is produced by our society. Pollution is the contamination of water, contamination of air or land through the actions of people in an industrialized society. The effect of environmental legislations. The U.S. legislations and regulations play a very, very important role in pollution control. Current environment legislations includes the laws to promote clean air, clean water, even quiet work environment and quiet living environment. Of the major importance was the creation of Environmental Protection Agents. And U.S. Environmental Protection Agents have a big power to the company. They violated the environmental law. Penalty is very big. 1 day's penalty is more than $50,000 for each day. Very big penalty. This U.S. Environmental Protection Agents is the federal U.S. federal agency that is charged with enforcing the laws that is designed to protect our environment. Last topic, business responses to our environmental concerns. The companies can reduce their impact on the environment by identifying and eliminating inefficiencies in productions and business operations, day-to-day business operations. And the company can reduce their impact on environment by finding the other alternative use for waste, and can reduce their impact on the environment by striving to recycle as much as possible. What is the meaning of recycling? Recycling is converting the used material into the new products or new components for new products in order to prevent their unnecessary disposal. And the company can reduce their impact on environment by using greener forms of powers to counter the uses of huge quantities of energies during day-to-day business operations and other business activities. Okay. Recognizing a public demand for great environment responsibility. more and more firms are adopting the environmentally friendly practices and friendly products. Environmental friendly practices, environmentally friendly products that are less harmful to our environments. The company must adopt these environmentally friendly products. Green marketing. Green marketing is the process of creating products that are environmentally safe and process of making the products, delivering the products, promoting the products that are environmentally safe. Example of green marketing is that the cheaper Mexican grills products includes only natural animal products. Okay. Final topic. Implementing a program of our social responsibility. In most cases, developing a program for our social responsibility and implementing an effective program for our responsibility will require following 4 steps. First step, securing the commitment of a top executive. Without the commitment from top executives, any program will become ineffective. Second step is planning the program for our social responsibility. A committee of managers should be appointed to plan the program of our social responsibility. Third step, appoint a director. A top level executive should be adopted to carry out the organization's plan and the organization's objective. Fourth step is preparing a social audit. What is the meaning of a social audit?